Greetings, Pastor Michael. Today I will be reading from One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. The reading is for May 28th, and it is about resentment. Resentment is a topic that sometime in our life, I imagine all of us, I know I have experienced. And it's troubling when you're on the receiving end of resentment, for sure. But let's also consider that if we actively resent someone else, then we are engaging in a character defect, which we need to think about, and we need to pray to our higher power to spare us from this character defect as we practice our 12 steps. So let's get on to the reading of May 28th. The great danger of admitting resentment into our minds and hearts is that it often leads to retaliation. We feel justified in evening up the score and paying others back for what they have done to us. But how can I logically punish someone for what he or she did to me when I cannot fathom their intentions or their motives? Perhaps the hurt was not intended. Perhaps we were just oversensitive. Or, in the case of the alcoholic, most of us have suffered from the unkindness. We have often been told in Al-Anon that the alcoholic's behavior toward the family is actually the backlash from his or her own guilt and hatred of self. Today's reminder: nobody has given me the right to punish anyone for anything. Our higher power has reserved that right to himself. Vengeance is mine, say the Lord. Therefore, any attempt at retaliation for an injury can only react unhappily back onto me. Robert Ingersoll wrote, "In nature, there are neither rewards nor punishments, just consequences." This is a very interesting reflection and something to meditate on. When we have practiced resentment of others in our own lives, is there anything that we have experienced that has come positive from that? And when this happens, who bears the biggest burden? Perhaps all too often we do, as we suffer from that resentment which we cast out upon others. Now, if something in this reflection, the reading today, intrigues you or motivates you to communicate with us, we look forward to hearing from you, and we invite you to communicate with us at minister@spiritofpeace.us. That's an email address, and in the subject of your email, please put Al-Anon. And then in the body of your email, write whatever it is that moves you to communicate with us. We look forward to hearing from you. In prayer, we ask God to help us deal with that harmful character defect of resentment. Dear God, when we engage in resentment, we not only hurt others, but we hurt ourselves. We turn to you, asking you to please look kindly upon us. Send us the Spirit and lift that resentment from our shoulders. Take the weight off, because we really don't need it and we really don't want it. And instead of resentment, let us look upon others with compassion and love that you have taught us to show one another love and concern. And this will only reflect back upon us in a good way and not a challenge like the resentment will. We look forward to experiencing this, and we ask one another to help lift us up in prayer so that you hear us and you send us that will power to set aside resentment and work with one another in a positive, loving way. In your name we pray. Amen. As we get on with our day, move on with our lives, look out for ourselves and others. May God's grace and blessing be with you.